What's up, y'all? This is your boy Charles in his world. Checking in. Listen, I wanted to play this clip, man, from the Breakfast Club this morning. Tyrese was on there. And him and DJ Envy in the Breakfast Club, they had a little man-to-man moment. They was trying to hash out some stuff. First of all, I didn't know that DJ Envy and Tyrese were friends like that. But let me go ahead and play the clip, guys, and I'll come back with my reaction.
Yeah.
All right.
Was going through a hard time. Cheated on my wife.
Mm-hmm.
My wife wanted to get a divorce.
Oh.
Charlemagne talked me into apologizing on the radio and calling her live.
Okay,
that was not
Martin
Charlemagne.
Lawrence. What the? Why would you ever?
That didn't happen. Jeff.
Bad idea.
What?
But it was a good idea. I'm gonna tell you why. Bad idea because I put my business on the radio.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Tyrese happened to be in town and heard some of the things that were going on. So Tyrese called to check on me and see what was going on. I was going through it. And instead of just checking and keeping it moving, he stayed on top of it. To the point where he became the therapist.
Yeah.
The mediator.
Right.
The person in between.
Right. The reason that you are with your wife today.
Right.
Still.
Part of that reason.
Yeah.
Correct. Absolutely. So he was in there being that person in the middle of it. So he was the one where he was explaining and talking, because sometimes during those type of situations, wife didn't want to hear from me. My wife didn't want to hear from me.
Absolutely not.
But, she was hearing from Tyrese from a different side.
And he's saying,
can I finish my story?
oh,
So, anyway. Tyrese called and said, hey, this is what I want you to do. Get a dinner, book a private room at your house. I'm going to be there. You and your wife have a dinner, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to sing Stay, which is my favorite Tyrese song.
classic record.
Oh my God.
Classic record.
Right? And he had a violinist, and he came, and they sang Stay, and, he sat down there with us for dinner and spoke to us and guided us through, as far as he could, our relationship. And,
That thumbs up button, guys. Appreciate it.
we had to go through other steps.
And then with all of that, Tyrese still got to beg Envy to play his record.
And then the thing is, and then y'all treat him like this when he comes here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Ty.
no, before I even got here, that's the whole thing. What Charlemagne just said is true. I don't feel, and you got to keep in mind, I look at it as heavenly deposits. When you do things for people, and you're not saying, I'm going to do this because I want this out of it.
Right.
Like, the most uncomfortable part of my day thus far is just listening to Envy tell that story.
Oh, why? Why is
Because
that uncomfortable?
I didn't do it to be
For that, to be praised about it.
I didn't do it because I knew that they was going to write their book together about it or be doing interviews about it. It was literally an assignment. So crazy that even before I came here to sing at this restaurant, we were already on the phone for at least 2 months. I didn't hear your interview.
I never even heard
in
anybody
New
say
York.
that before. We was on the phone for 2 months.
We was on the phone for 2 straight months because I never heard your interview from New York. That happened for me for L.A.
From LA.
Yeah, because when you announced it, it went viral. So I was able to hear the apology on the gram. So that's when I reached out to you. And then this is something I've never told you. You remember when I said, hey, man, make arrangements to get the whole house cleaned, the housekeeper. And then I said, I'm going to set up the room, come meet me here. And we organized all of that. I text you, and I was like, yo, man, I'm on my way to New York. I got a bunch of interviews and meetings and label. I got to go run in the label, go this and that. That was all a lie. I flew in town just for you and your wife.
Oh, wow.
So,
And you don't play his records.
no,
It's not about his records.
I don't need my records played.
Yeah.
But I will say this.
But this is the part that I don't appreciate about Envy.
All right, now here's where it goes left. Check this out, y'all.
Is when Tyrese divorce comes across your headline. When the captions associated to the things that come across your desk. Where's that same heart and love that I extended to you that you could extend to me instead of it just being paper pushing, and this is what Tyrese is on the gram again.
That's
And
exactly
then
what
it's
he
like,
do.
okay, that's expected. No, it's all right. This is my brother.
Well, Envy can't sing though.
No,
No, he
Envy
can't.
never
Yo,
does
shut
it
up,
though.
man. Why is everything a
He
joke
does
to you,
that.
man?
I'm not
Why is
joking.
everything
Yeah.
serious?
While
that.
every on-air personality, blog, podcast, whatever, they got a job to do. They gonna say
Yeah.
things for clickbait, ratings, this and that. But when you have certain people on the radio and you've developed some type of relationship with them, and again, you owe me nothing, right? Ultimately, you did the work.
Right.
God just decided to take my hand and use it in any way he can. And there's nobody that could ever give me more props than what God has done for me.
Yeah.
To say, like, good job, son. You did everything I asked you to do. You don't even know what I have in mind for you, but you did it. And there's a very married couple that was very married. Everybody go through things. But why is my marriage funny? Why is my divorce just something to talk about?
Perfect.
Where
Good
is
question.
the outreach?
This is a good
question.
conversation.
No,
Let's put
I'm
it
gonna tell you
all
why
out
this
there.
is a good question.
Go ahead.
Where
Envy.
is the call? You good, Reese?
Right.
It's like
We
Do I
checked
need to
on
come
you.
to Atlanta and come pull up on you at the house? and
Charlamagne did.
put
Why
my
you didn't
eyes
check on
you?
me?
Let me
No,
tell you.
Charlamagne came to do an interview that I requested for him to do. I'd never stepped in, and God never used me to step in when this man's marriage was potentially on the brink.
I'm gonna tell you why. It's kind of like when a preacher tells you something in church, right? And the preacher tells you what you need to do to be better. Then you look at the preacher's life and you say, how do you teach me something that you're not doing? I don't respect the preacher anymore.
Oh shit.
I respect the message and how it came. But you know what I've been through, and you know how I changed as a man and as a person. And you were there for it. You was a brother for it. But then when I look at my brother and saying what he's telling me to do and how he's telling me to live, he's not living that way. I don't respect it.
How do we know that though?
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because
Because
and these are the things that we've seen, and not only in private, because
Let's
things
see.
that we know in private, but it's also things that I see in public.
Okay.
Me and my wife are good, right?
Hold on. I got to respond to that.
Let me give examples first, so you understand where I'm coming from.
but
Because if
hold
you
on.
don't know where I'm coming from, you just gonna pull things out
No,
the blue.
I'm not going to pull
Okay, go ahead,
anything out the blue. I'm going to respond to what you just said. First of all, to arrive at an opinion of what I'm doing versus what I'm not doing is based on public consumption. I never made a decision, or God never used me to make a decision about your life based on what was being reported on public consumption. What I know about you, what I know about what you did, what I ultimately knew about what your wife was feeling and carrying and what y'all were in the process of, you couldn't read none of that online. I got that information from the outreach. So whatever feelings you have about me and what I should be or shouldn't be doing pertaining to my approach with how I'm unraveling and bleeding out loud in the middle of my thing, that would have actually been the reason to call.
No, and I did have conversations with you, and this is from before your ex-wife when you were talking to the girl out overseas and who you were as a man. I didn't respect that, and then when we talk on these private chats and has nothing to do with the public, just having to do with who you were and how you speak and how you talk about the people next to you, I didn't respect it to the point where I blocked you on my chat because I didn't want to see Tyrese as that. That's not the man that was my brother.
Let's shoot bail because I think this is a great conversation because I think it's a lot of miscommunication between all of us, right? And you were going through a lot back then because you admitted that to me. Because when me and you had words.
Are we talking about psych med?
Yeah. That's when you was on the
it's
psych
a little
med.
bit of everything.
He was on the psych meds then because you said you don't even
So
remember
he
a lot of
has
the stuff you were saying. To us.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't at all. So just like when you get drunk, do you hold your boy to what he's saying while he's drunk?
No, I never held that against you.
Okay. Do you hold anybody to anything that they're doing when you know that this is their usual self? They were drunk, they were out of their mind, and they end up saying and doing some shit that hurt my feelings, that was offensive, that made me feel a way. But I know that characteristically, that's not who this man is.
Well, yeah,
See, the difference is, I honestly don't know what psych meds you were on or who you were
do
during
know,
that point.
'cause y'all
I don't know.
reported it.
I don't know.
It's
I
called
don't know.
Rick Solti. It fucked me
I
up.
don't know. I never had a conversation with you because I never wanted to see you like that. The person who spoke to me on these texts spoke to my wife during that time at the text, I didn't like that. And I wanted to remember Tyrese as a person that was my brother and helped my relationship, not the Tyrese that I was going through. So I took a step back from
So you got
until
the
we had a
text
conversation.
messages of the psych med, Tyrese?
He did. That's
Oh,
what it
you
was.
crazy? Charlamagne told you to suck his dick before on that message.
Because you was talking crazy.
Whoa.
You know that. We had this
Okay.
conversation
Whoa.
already.
Guys.
But he literally said,
Like,
I don't, he said,
but
I don't remember any of that.
I don't remember what I said
And I
that
believe
made
you.
you say that
But
or
to this
made
point,
you feel that way.
But to this point, I took a step back because I didn't know what you were going through, and I tried to talk to you, and I seen who you were, and I didn't even like who you were online. And to my point, I tried, and when I seen how you were talking this way, I said I'm going to take a step back.
And you know, when me and
How
Tyrese had a
convenient.
How convenient? Yeah, how convenient? Yeah, when the way you were talking, the way that you were.
How convenient
How
to step back.
What you mean?
I never stepped back from you.
From you.
It's right.
You should have
But I
stepped
never
up.
talked to your wife in a disrespectful manner, and you talked to mine in a disrespectful manner. And I
How?
never told nobody that.
If
Even
I've
when
ever
you were
talked-
on, and you could say you were on those psych meds, and you could say that you weren't.
What you mean?
But as a man, some of the things that you said, Tyrese, deserved me to box your mouth.
Whoa,
And I didn't.
whoa,
No.
wait, we're missing something.
Oh. Uh-oh.
We're talking because
It's
this is
good.
something
I'm
that I
good
never
with
wanted to
this.
say. And since he wants to be, well, why envy? I'm telling him why. You said disrespectful shit to my wife.
What do you
And
say?
It's neither here nor there. To the point where my wife doesn't call you back anymore. And to the point when you started talking to psych meds, me and my wife had a conversation and said, well, maybe Tyrese was on those medicines when he said it. But if you ever text me and my wife, you can't text me because I just unblocked you probably about a month ago when me and Charlamagne was talking, and he told me that you were on the psych meds, and this is what it was.
This is
And
longer
that's
than
why
a month ago.
Yeah, that's what made me unblock you. So that was the reason why I stopped talking to you and will not reach out to you anymore, because I'm like, I don't want to remember my brother as that. And maybe you were going through problems. So if somebody if I talk to your
Maybe.
wife, if I talk to
Course
your
I
wife
was.
disrespectful, I don't expect for you to come check on me.
Okay.
And that's how I felt at that time.
You did that to a lot of people, though, Ty.
But maybe
Okay.
y'all should have been had this conversation.
Wait, no. Listen.
This
Listen.
is great. We're having it when God wants us to have it.
That's it. And I'm going to say this, because this is not the first time I've said this. The things that I said and did, the people that I rubbed the wrong way, the things that I posted, my conduct overall that was literally out of my control. I've literally prayed that people can find it in their heart to not hold me to something that I said and did while I was literally out of my mind.
Okay, y'all. So that is an excerpt from Tyrese on the Breakfast Club this morning. Man, he said envy. Let me tell you something about envy, man. He really go hard for his family. He so much so I think a lot of times he be a little bit too sensitive. You know what I'm saying? A little bit too sensitive. Listen, I'm gonna come back to my real reaction, but go ahead and check that out on Breakfast Club. But here's what Tyrese said on his Instagram post. I believe this is before or after the interview. I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna come back to my reaction to the whole thing.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Mm-mm.
We got the Breakfast Club interview. It's gonna be on in the morning. Rumor has it that shit got so heated, the energy was so all over the place, got so loud, and so much animosity, they may not air the full interview. Although I think that'd be fucked up if they did that. Because I'm a man first. There's nobody can address anything with me that they thinking and feeling and festering. And there's nothing I shouldn't be able to address with my shit. It's been a long time in the making. I love these two brothers. But it's been some shots been taken at me. And we unpack it all in the morning on the Breakfast Club. Whatever city, state, and country you live in, Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, and my girl Jess. Yeah, I ain't gonna say it. This might be up there with one of the most legendary interviews ever done.
Tyrese,
Because we just went at each other.
you don't stop.
Shit just went crazy. And it happened fast. I think security had to come upstairs from the lobby. My security guard was outside the door. Security came up because somebody said that there was a complaint about the yelling and the noise.
Oh God, what was it?
Make sure y'all tune in to the Breakfast Club. Big boy shit. Big boy conversations. I don't talk about you. I talk to you.
Tyrese is so damn over dramatic. His ass is all. I don't even want to play the rest of it. But y'all want to listen to it, go. But yeah, anyway, if y'all want to watch the whole interview, it's on the Breakfast Club. They just dropped it, and Envy and Tyrese had some words. Uh, Tyrese felt like Envy didn't. Tyrese felt like Envy. He did all that for Envy to help him. Uh, help him when he cheated on his wife and get his marriage back. Tyrese felt like that when he was going through this whole thing with his divorce that he didn't reach out, you know. But I'm trying to think like, are they really friends like that? Like, are they cool? That's what I mean. Man, my mama told me a long time ago, man, that you're gonna have probably like the word friend is a very strong word to use. The word friend is very strong and it's a very strong word to use. And you only might have a handful of like you probably can count your real friends on one hand. I don't care how I don't know. I just don't care how much things are. I mean, I guess if you disrespect your wife, but Envy's so sensitive. He just seems real sensitive to me. Like he gets sensitive. Like he done got to it with Ross. He done got to it. Rick Ross made a little joke, and he got all sensitive about the joke. About his sons. And yeah, he can be. That's why when Charlemagne clowns him about being light skinned men are sensitive, and Walter colored Negro and he's sensitive he is. He's like I hate to say it, but that might be a true statement because I done came across a lot of cats in my lifetime that would jump mad at the slightest little thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they be light skinned, but that's another story. But I don't know. Tyrese can be a little bit over dramatic. And here's the thing about what Tyrese was saying. He said that he was on these psych meds and he couldn't remember what he said or text. But if you texted something, you can see what you text. So I don't remember sending that text. Yeah, you should remember it because it's a copy of what you sent on your phone. So yeah, you know what you sent if it's in text. Now you probably won't be able to remember what you said, but if you sit here saying, "I don't remember myself texting that to your wife or texting that stuff to you," how you don't remember it? It's in a text. You can go back in your messages and see what you text. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. That's why I think he's kind of full of shit with that. And second of all, I mean, I don't know DJ Envy, but he just seems like he's all about him and his family. He ain't really like, you know, he don't seem like a real, like I said, I don't know this brother, but he don't seem like to me that he's a real, like, I got, you got my back, I got mine type of brother. You know what I'm saying? He's saying type of brother that you got my back, but I ain't, but I got your back kind of if it's what I'm saying, if it's appropriate or if it, what I'm saying, you can have my back, no questions asked, but if I gotta have your back, it's gonna be questions asked. That's what I get from DJ Envy. I don't know. He seems like a fair weather friend to me. I don't know. And like I say, how close are y'all? If you're going through something, a divorce, if you my boy, no matter what it is, no matter what beef you got me, you gonna call and check on me. But you ain't gonna call and check on me. You know I'm going through it. I'm just, I think that's the whole thing with Tyrese is he found out that the girl that he was married to, that he was now divorcing, she didn't love him. If you my boy, and especially if I went all out my way to make sure that this person goes all out his way to make sure you get back with your wife, you see me going through a heartbreaking divorce, you ain't gonna at least call me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. If you my brother, see that's what I'm saying. These people throw around this we besties, my brother. Man, please. You only probably got 5 friends that you can really say that word friend. I would say I probably got maybe 3 or 4 friends in my whole life that I can truly say, if push come to shove, I got their back wholeheartedly. If push come to shove, they got my back wholeheartedly. I probably got maybe 3 to 4 people in my whole life. Now I'm in my 40s, so that goes to show you when they say that word friend, especially in this entertainment industry that these people are in, ain't no friends. A lot of times it's friends because you're hot right now, but then when you fall on hard times, then they go to send your phone to voicemail when you call them. So I don't know. What y'all think, man? Leave your comments. Subscribe to our